Hello, my friends. I'm here at the Capitol Title of Texas. I'm here with my beautiful wife, and I am doing a closing today. And it's a very special day because today is my own closing. So just wanted to take a few minutes, or not really a few minutes. It's gonna be a while, but I wanted to show you what the process is like, what to expect when you're walking into a closing. A lot of my clients, they get a little bit nervous. They just don't know what to expect, what's going to be asked, what type of documents they're going to be signing. So today I just want to take this video, okay, here at the closing table, and show you what it's like to be here, what type of documents you have to sign. I might take a few minutes to explain what I'm signing. Who knows? But anyways, if you're interested, come with me and take a look at this and see, so you have an idea what it's like to close. So I'm just here at the closing table. Well, what was your name again?
Ashley.
Ashley. I'm here with Ashley from
Hi.
Capitol. Yeah, it's not live yet, but I'll upload it to Facebook. Anyways,
And then you'll be right in here. If y'all get your driver's license, I'll make a
I
copy.
have my driver license. Yep. So that's a good point. Make sure that you always bring your driver license. You and your wife, spouse. Make sure that you bring your driver license because they're gonna make a copy of that to ensure that you are who you say you are. Okay. So I'm just gonna set up. I think I'm just gonna set up over here. And let's see. And I brought a special sign. Okay, this sign, it's we did it. We bought a house. My name is Carlos Cruz. Work with Remax One, so I'm doing a little promotion here too. And we're just waiting for Tanya from the title company. She's gonna be the closer, and she's gonna be providing all the documents that we have to sign. And it'll just be in a few minutes. Is it tea? Coffee? Nice.
Alright, Miss Tanya will be in shortly, guys.
All right, thank you. Usually, a day before closing, you're gonna be asked to transfer money, which is for your down payment, your closing cost. So there are two ways you can do this. You can bring in a cashier check, not a money order because money orders have limits, and usually they have a limit after a few $1,000s. So if it's a large amount, you're gonna be needing to bring a cashier check, or you can do it like I did, which is a wire transfer. So a day before I went to the bank, I have a set of instructions with the bank account numbers and the amount that I'm supposed to bring to closing. I went to the bank yesterday, made a wire transfer, then I confirmed with the title company to make sure that everything was received and that they have my money. So today, there's no need for me to bring an extra money. I did bring my checkbook, okay? I brought my checkbook just in case. Sometimes it's rare, but sometimes the sheet, the balance might be off by a few dollars, or usually it's less than $100. But in case there's a mistake on anything, on any of the documents, and you actually have to bring a little bit more of cash, you can just write a small check, for the $50 or $100 different, and then that way you get your keys. Okay, so even if you do a wire transfer the day before, it's always a good idea to bring your cash, your checkbook, just in case you need to write an extra check or something like that. So that's the best way of doing it.
Hi, Carlos.
Carlos, nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
This is my wife.
Hi, you're so beautiful. It's nice to see you. Do you mind if I sit right here between the two of you?
Go ahead.
And then we'll just pass things back and forth.
So I hope you don't mind. Just
Hello. Yes,
can,
that's fantastic.
for illustration purposes,
Absolutely.
future clients, they know what to expect.
Absolutely. Okay, so first thing is I'm going to be notarizing your signatures. So
Okay.
I'll have you sign my notary book. You will print, sign, and then put your address here. And along with me notarizing your signature, I just need to ask you, you're here on your own accord. Nobody's forcing you to be here, correct?
Of course.
Okay, fantastic. And you as well, right, Carlos?
She forced me.
She's forcing you to buy
She's
her a
forcing
new
me to buy a
house.
house. Right.
She doesn't ask for much. What do you mean?
What is it?
And then your address. Mm-hmm. Carlos, you don't need anything to drink?
I have my water. I'm good.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Good, good.
So yeah, so for closing, always use a blue pen, right, for all the signatures.
That's correct, yes. Fantastic. So this, we can put this out of the way. Okay. So these items right here, you don't need to sign. These are from me. This is the Patriot Act, so this is just me verifying your driver's license for the lender.
I did sign this morning a lot of documents online.
Yeah, this is the first transaction I've had like that.
Yeah.
So I was really interested by that. So like your note, you actually
Yeah,
signed it.
there were,
So
I don't know,
interesting.
15, 20 documents I had to
Mhm.
sign this morning.
Stuff that didn't need to
Yeah.
be done in front of a notary is what I understood for
Mhm.
the most part. So that's good. So you're halfway there.
Should be quick, nice and quick, right?
Okay, so I had a note from the lender that everyone needs to sign the amendment. So if you, Carlos, will sign right there.
Okay. And this is the one I even created. That's the one for the commission. Okay.
Would you like to put the executed date in there?
Right. So today is the 20th.
Yeah. And that'll just require your signature only on that one. Okay. Okay, here's your closing disclosure. I have a copy for each of us. Now, you went over this already with your lender, correct?
I have.
Do you have any questions? Do you want to go over it again?
No, I think I mean, the only thing was the taxes,
Mhm.
declaration of taxes. So the new values came
And
came
we
back.
took care of that.
Okay,
Mhm.
yep.
Yes, yes. Let me show you.
I did see the adjustment. So
Okay, good.
yeah.
And here is where I found the new appraised value, assessed
Okay.
value. Here's the rate.
Mm-hmm.
So I take the rate, multiply it times this
Right.
value, and that's how I came up with the $98.41.
Okay, so it's about a $400 difference.
Yeah,
Okay.
mhm, yep. So that you should be in good shape when tax bill comes. The seller should have, I should have prorated to you the fair amount. Okay. And so that was everything for you to be concerned
Yeah,
about?
no, everything else is good. Yeah.
Do you want me to go over this with you?
No, we're fine.
Okay, well, if you don't have any questions, then we can just keep going and sign.
I'm good.
Okay, here's the signature page, and you're welcome to use that as padding underneath your, if you need it. But Alright. And then this is the lock-in agreement that your lender has sent, and they would like for you to sign. So it should have all of the information, your interest rate on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good. Alright. So the CD, as you know, Carlos, is required by the federal government.
Mm-hmm.
But we live in Texas, and Texas likes to have their own things. So we have a Texas disclosure as well. What the Texas disclosure does is it discloses to you any kind of breakdown that wasn't clear enough on the CD. So in this case, we kind of break down the fees paid to settlement agent, the escrow fee, and the overnight courier fees. We also have the policies broken down here. You see the owner's policy, and then
Mhm.
there's the lender's policy, and these are the endorsements to total that amount.
I did see that lender's coverage. Is that's something I pay, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, and then
That's not the same as the title policy that the seller pays.
it is. They write. Let's see, where did they put it? See, this is their CD. The lender's coverage for.
But it's not even the same amount, right?
Well, and it won't be the way that these forms are done, and because you don't get to see both sides anymore,
Mm-hmm.
it gets difficult to see, like, that you get the credit, that we have to charge it to you, and then the seller comes back and gives it to you as a credit. Yeah.
But that's something that the seller is paying, right?
Right,
Okay.
exactly. So, and then back to this.
Mhm.
So then we have here, we disclose actually who's getting commissions in the transaction. Here we're disclosing the recording fees and what we're recording.
Okay.
So it's just a little more detail. So you'll sign that one there. Okay, and then they have sent over these tax returns. So they'd like for you to sign here, and then we'll have this one there. And we'll put the date in the box right next to it.
Today's date, right?
Yes, today, the 20th. Perfect. Okay, and then a signature for you as well, my dear. So you'll sign here, and then you'll date right there. They have another one for you.
It's the same here, right?
Correct, yeah, you'll do the 4/20/18. Perfect. Okay, and then the same on that. Alright. So this is the deed of trust. This is the document that we record. It places the lien on the property. And I'll just find you the signature page. Okay. So you'll both be signing this one, and then it has a rider to it because it's in a planned unit development. You have an HOA monitoring, so we'll sign that one as well, and I attach them and record them all together.
No date on this?
No date on that one.
Okay.
So you will sign as well. Here's the rider, and I'll do the notarizing of the.
And they're okay with my signature, right? There's no special requirement.
They did
on
not
signature?
ask for a
Okay.
special requirement.
That's something she needs to sign to?
Yes.
Yeah, sometimes we have to be careful how the lender wants the
Yeah.
signature. And it's got to be specific, maybe spelled out, or
Yep,
you
depending
know.
on how they filled out that loan application, that's how they're gonna want them to
Right.
sign every single document. If they put their middle initial, then they want their middle initial and everything. Okay. Well, I didn't fill in your name on this one. Should I spell it properly? Okay. Carlos, these are my closing instructions. So the lender sends to title closing instructions telling me what to do, what kind of endorsements they want on the policy, the day we're gonna close, all the information that I need. And then they'll send me a CD, and then we work together. I create my CD, they create their CD, and then we balance it out. And once we balance, you sign the lender's CD.
Okay.
In this case, this lender would like for you to sign the closing instructions. So if you'll sign right here and date that you've seen those instructions.
Yeah, and I've seen most of this online already. This morning when they send documents,
You got to see all this
yeah.
stuff? Oh, good, good, good.
most of them.
Okay, great. All right, Carlos, this is an acknowledgement of encroachment and hold harmless. So they would like you to sign this saying that you've seen the survey and that you're not gonna hold the lender accountable for any
Okay.
encroachments. And we'll say executed this 20-day. Okay, and I'll sign this one as notary. Oh, I almost wrote 17. Okay. This next one is an affidavit of no new improvements. Now we have a compliance agreement. This is we agreeing to comply if they need you to re-sign or something like that. And they would like your signature on this one as well.
That's just in case one of the signatures is wrong.
Exactly, just in case
Or
they.
it doesn't match the rest.
And this is
or
in every loan, every loan that you have, you will have a compliance agreement.
that I might have to come back.
Mm-hmm, yep. And you see, they even want me to notarize that I saw you
Sign.
say that you would do it. So, here we go. This one is a correction limited power of attorney. So what you're doing is you're giving power of attorney to the lender in the event that they've misplaced a comma or misspelled a word, something very minute like that, where you're giving them authority to make that change. Yeah, I don't want to get it wrong.
E-N-E-T-H.
Okay. This is a non-applicant affidavit. So it's saying that you are aware that Carlos is buying this house, but you're not applying for the loan.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
So you'll sign right there. And you'll date it right there.
Just out of curiosity, will I be able to sign? I mean, to still buy the house if one the spouses of my client doesn't want to sign or something like that, even though
Yeah, like if you wanted to buy it as your separate property,
right,
yes, you can.
she still will have to sign something.
No,
No.
if you say that you want to purchase a property as your sole separate property, you can do that. Now, when you're ready to sell that property, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
We still wanted her to
Right.
sign, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we always say in Texas it takes one to buy, but it takes two to sell.
Okay.
So especially if she's
The reason I'm
lived there.
asking is I have a lot of investors
Oh, yes.
that are looking to buy homes,
Mhm.
and right now we have a closing next week, and he's buying it by himself.
Well, if
The
his,
wife was never on the contract.
and she'll never live there.
No,
If
it's
she-
an investment property.
Yeah,
so
if she never lives there, then she won't need to sign.
Okay.
But if she has lived there and it's been her homestead, Texas likes to protect everybody
Okay.
and say if you've ever lived there, then you have to
So
sign.
if that was never her homestead, then she will never have to sign
Mhm.
a purchase or sale.
No.
Okay.
Not if he's buying it on his own, yeah.
Okay.
You got it. You're right. This is the signature affidavit, so
the
they
different names.
think they found your name in those different ways.
Yep.
So you'll just, where's the signature? There it is.
Do I sign here?
Yes, you sign right there.
And then you'll do that, right?
Yeah.
They just found you one name.
I know, right?
Look at how many names. 1, 2, 3.
How was that?
They just found one name for you. That's
They
it.
didn't find any other spellings
For
or
me,
any
since I
other-
have a middle name, they sometimes it's A Cruz, or sometimes I have it, or sometimes it's spelled out. The middle name. When is the seller closing?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. 3
Okay.
o'clock, and then I'll-
They're supposed to leave a check.
Yes, and I believe you are too?
I am, yes.
Okay, that's what I have here. Okay, fantastic. Yes, they are,
So-
they are prepared to leave those checks.
Okay, and then will you be able to,
How do you want me to get them to you?
if you have a courier, I don't know.
I don't know if I can get the courier out to, what if I do
That
a
would be-
FedEx, like, for a Saturday delivery?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So it will come on, okay,
To which address? To
the 504 Fort Thomas?
okay, well, I've got a form in here, so
Okay.
we'll write it on the form. All right, this is seller's document. This is designation of homestead, so you're saying that you are going to be living in the property as your
Mhm.
homestead. page for you, I'm so sorry.
You just sign your life away, baby.
That's right. Keep signing, keep signing. Be worth it in the end.
You know, I don't think I've seen that many documents
To be notarized.
notarized in my previous closings.
I'm feeling the same way.
Because I usually see one or two maybe,
Yeah.
but now I'm like,
Yeah,
that
this is a
many?
lot. There's a lot. Look, even they just want this one. This is the misleading or false statements, and they're just saying if you're lying that
Yeah.
they'll press charges.
What is that? False, misleading.
If I lie about something, then they'll come back.
Like if you try to say you're somebody that you're not,
Yeah.
you know, like using.
Or not leaving the property that I'm supposed to be leaving or things like that. Just lying.
Giving a false social security number so that you can get a better loan, just anything like that. You'd be surprised what people do, and they're sneaky.
Wow.
And
Yep.
yeah. Yeah. Owner's affidavit regarding advance of additional funds.
I saw that one this morning, but I couldn't
I've not seen
relate to it.
this, so let me look. Borrower understands that Texas Contribution provides that refinancing debt secured by homestead. Okay, so they're saying that they're not giving you any extra money to do anything. You're just getting the money for the house, to buy the house, to make the purchase. If you decide to refinance to do anything, like make improvements or anything like that, the lender says that they won't pay any of those fees for you. No, they would. And they're saying that you agree that the costs that they are charging you are good, fine. So it's basically no extra money is coming out.
Sin permiso de fuera.
So does Jamie work here?
In this office, no, she's a business development,
Okay.
so she's all over the place.
Okay.
But she usually offices out of Brown Rock.
Mm.
But you know, whenever we don't have an office, the business development people are the first ones we kick out. You know, we're like, oh, we need that office for something else. You're out.
Mm.
So, but you know, they work out of their car and they're always on appointments and
Mhm.
kind of like you know, you're out and about all the time. Okay, this is the lender's attorney representation disclosure. So they're just disclosing that they represent the lender. They drew documents, but they're not representing anybody else in the transaction. So you'll sign right there. And date. Good, okay. Okay, here is, so you have two different mud districts. You have the water control, Brushy Creek, Upper Brushy Creek, and then you
Okay.
have Paloma Lake, okay?
Okay.
So
And
this,
each has their own tax.
each has their own tax
authority.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you'll pay taxes to each one. And so here is the notice for Upper Brushy Creek. And I'm gonna have them sign here, and then I'm gonna have you sign right there as purchaser. Now I will record these as well with the county. And this is the one for Paloma Lake. So I'm gonna have the seller sign up here, and if you will sign right here.
But all of them add up to the 2.89 that we
Yes,
saw before.
exactly, exactly. So here's where all the taxing entities are
Yeah,
listed.
there's the Paloma.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
the fish.
yeah. So you see, these are all the entities that are taxing the property.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the rates, and together the rate is this amount.
Okay. That is why it's more.
Yeah, and
Yep.
so here's the
Then-
Paloma
Yep.
Lake, yep.
Because in where we live in right now, we don't have any mod districts. We don't have
Oh, yeah,
anything, so
mhm.
it's just a really low.
So the taxes are less, yeah.
taxes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Which brings us to tax proration agreement and disclosure. Oh, I didn't fill in it. Okay, here we go. I have prorated the property taxes. I don't do anything with personal taxes.
Mhm.
Back here, I've marked that we have agreed upon the 2018 estimated amount of the 9841.
Okay.
And then I've marked here that you and your seller agree that you, the buyer, will be responsible for paying those taxes when they come due
At the end of the year.
at the end of the year, yeah. And if you'll sign there.
So the way it works is that basically seller pays from January 1st up to today,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm actually responsible for the whole year, but I'm getting a credit
Correct.
for this period from January 1st to today. I'm getting a credit at
From the
closing
seller, yeah.
from the seller.
It comes from the seller's proceeds and it's given
Right.
to the buyer.
Right. And that's what confuses a lot of my clients.
Yes.
Like, okay, I gotta.
It is
so I'm
confusing.
taking just a minute
And
here
it's
just
hard to
explain.
remember too,
Right.
at the end of the year, that happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when the tax bill comes, it's hard to remember that, well,
But
when
you-
you did do your,
yeah.
your transaction,
You actually got a credit.
yeah, the seller should have paid their fair share.
Mhm.
And sometimes it turns out where the tax bill comes and maybe the seller had some different types of exemptions on there, and maybe
That's right.
it would be, maybe the seller didn't pay their fair share. At that point, it's up to the buyer and the seller to decide that together on there,
Which is
which is difficult.
difficult.
Mhm, which is difficult.
That's why I wanted to get
Which
this.
is why you were very wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're savvy. Okay. Attorney representation notice. So this is my attorney representation notice. And sometimes, Carlos, you know, those between when we started your transaction, we've been doing this for about a month now.
Right.
The 2018 came out during that
Mhm.
time, and you were wise enough to be checking for that. But had we closed in March,
Yeah.
we would have had to go off of the 2017. We wouldn't have had the 2018 value yet. So
Mhm.
this is affiliated business. I'm required to let you know that we are affiliated with these companies, and they may have had something to do with your transaction. Here is your survey. I've made it longer for you, so it's a nice size.
They used to make these surveys this way. Now they're making them in one page.
No.
No.
Oh, one page. What do you mean? Like you mean the smaller
That
page?
is smaller. The
No,
legal.
I think what
no, that's the
happens-
legal size. The
The
regular-
letter. I
the
think
letter.
what happens, Carlos, the survey companies are still giving them in this form. But I
Okay.
think what happens sometimes is they get scanned and then
Because I just received one this morning
Mhm.
for a closing for next
And
week,
it was
and
on a-
it's just like, I mean, it's on the PDF, but
Yeah.
it looks just like a regular
like an
one
8.5,
page.
yeah. And sometimes if you fiddle with your printing settings, you can get it to do proper, but sometimes it depends on how the person scanned it. I fiddle with the printing settings.
So they're still legally, they're still doing the legal size.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's what they
That's what I'm
provide.
seeing,
Okay.
and colored, yeah, most of them. All right, so if you'll sign FedEx, and
So I don't get the original.
that's about as original as I can get for you, because I didn't, if I would have had gotten
Just
that
signed
from the cell, yeah, I would have been able to give that to you as well. This is what I was able to get from them,
Is that for her?
yes.
It's always different.
Your signature. Because you think about it, that's
Yeah.
all. You just gotta do it.
Oh. Okay, we've got this closing affidavit, we'll touch on several things in initial, and then at the end we'll sign that we signed.
Mhm.
Let me just see, I don't think I have Annette's name on this. Yes, it'll just be for you, Carlos. So the first one is waiver of inspection, which just means that capital title, I haven't been out to the property and I'm not aware of any squatters that might be there.
Mhm.
This is that you received your title commitment. Do you remember receiving that?
Yes.
Okay. And this is that you accept to use the survey that was provided to you.
Did that survey have the changes? Oh, yeah, that was
Yes.
added. Okay.
She added that on there.
Okay. Okay, so do I
So
initial?
you'll
Okay.
initial each box on those. Okay.
So, yeah, so seller provides a survey normally, typically, and they can reuse the same survey, except that if they've done any changes, any improvements, like on the house that we're buying, the seller has added a deck. So that was noted on the survey. They basically have to draw, the size, the shape of the deck, and then just go from there. But and we can reuse the same survey.
With the
I don't-
T47.
With the T47
Yeah.
form. To be honest, I don't like that very
Right,
much because
mhm.
it's not, the
And-
official document.
And
But
within the contract, you do have the options
To say-
to decide that,
who
yeah,
buys a new,
that a new
whether
one.
to use the existing one or
Yeah,
purchase a new
yeah.
one. But
Yeah.
that's okay. That's good.
yeah. And in this transaction, you agreed to use
I did.
an existing, if it was acceptable to your lender and to title.
Mhm.
And this,
And
in
the
this
lender was
case, it
okay with
was.
that? Okay.
Mhm. In this case, the survey was okay. If it had not been okay, we would have had to get a new one.
Mhm.
Okay, this says that we are going to amend the policy to give survey coverage, okay? And then this one says that we're going to supply the survey coverage based on that existing survey and the T47 that the seller has signed saying that there have been no improvements or mentioning the improvement that they made, which was the deck. Down here, we're talking about the property tax prorations again.
Mhm. And this is because of the checkbox that I marked in the contract saying that it will be amendment to read,
Yes,
you know,
yes, I'll show you.
yeah, that's what,
That's
that's
the
what
one
that
that,
is.
yes, it provides you survey coverage, and I don't remember, but I do believe that the
Yeah, I
seller
I
paid for
marked
that,
that,
and
yeah.
the seller was paying for it.
How much is
Right?
this, something like $200-300?
It depends on the price of the home, and let's see. Which was the coverage, the survey coverage. The survey coverage, about $104.
Okay, yeah, it's not much,
I'm sorry, $114.
yeah.
And it was paid for by the seller.
Yeah.
Because that's what you agreed upon when you did your.
Usually as a buyer agent, I mark that as the
The
seller will
seller
pay
paid?
for that,
Yes,
for that extra
yes.
protection to the survey and.
Absolutely. It's important. This one here says that the appraisal district should pick up the deed when I record it and notice that you all are the new owners.
Mhm.
I won't be doing any kind of follow-up on that. Okay. Also with this, and you probably are aware of this, you probably advise your clients all the time, but you will get things in the mail, trying to get you to pay some money for them to help you do these things. You don't need to pay any money to anybody to do these things.
That's for the homestead exemption.
Yeah, for homestead
Right.
exemption, stuff like that. This one says you're in a homeowners association. This one says that if you agreed on repairs or payments of repairs, that's been taken care of.
Mhm.
And those will be the only places where you notice initial.
So this one,
Mm-hmm. The one below it.
HOA.
And skip, and then that one. And that's everything.
So yeah, so the since I don't live at this property as of January 1st, typically I cannot do file a homestead exemption until next year. But this year I still have the homestead exemption because of the seller.
Yes, it'll stay
This-
there. Mhm.
It will stay there, right?
Mhm, it should. They can't place it on their home, their new home until January 1. So
Okay.
everybody will just stay where they're at.
Okay.
You'll
it's-
write off their exemption until next year.
So it's basically a credit for the taxes that you pay.
Mhm.
Because you live in the house, you get a credit
Mhm.
from the county.
Yeah. Okay, this one, we're just talking about the closing and funding. So it's actually not closed until everybody has signed. We've gotten the monies.
This is-
We record the documents, and the lender says that we can spend the money. So you'll go ahead and initial that one. Here I'm disclosing to you that all of the funds that we receive go into a non-interest bearing escrow account together, and then we disperse everything out from there. And then below that is redundant. It's just me telling you again that we're affiliated with those companies. Okay, so that's it for the affidavit. Just need to put your signature right here for me. There we go.
We're almost done.
We're just about done. So how do you get copies of everything you signed this morning? Did they send you hard copies?
The portal that they use,
Mhm.
you can print them out,
Oh, okay.
or you can download them.
So
So
it's
after signing, I went ahead and downloaded everything, so I have a copy.
Okay.
And then I'm getting a
Copy.
copy and then an electronic version, please.
For this, you got it, absolutely. That's what I was gonna ask. Okay,
Oops.
this helps me keep in touch with you after the fact. You're gonna be living at the home, right? It'll be a little while though.
It's gonna be, you can say,
What is that,
20.
5:30, 5? When
20.
are you gonna move in?
Oh, my phone is where's my phone? So the
The lease is till 5:30,
May
right?
27th.
May
They'll be there until May 27th.
So I'll call
So-
this May 28th.
Oh,
After on the 28th.
Because it was until the 31st.
Yeah, but we changed that. So yeah,
Okay.
as of, yeah.
Well, then you can give me that address that you want me to
Right now?
overnight yes, and then
Overnight the check,
the checks,
Okay.
the check for it's the rent check she's dropping,
the lease.
the lease check, yeah,
The lease.
okay.
And then sign this.
Yes, please. All right. So, this is your 210. So I'm gonna make your copies and I'm gonna put this in the book with it behind,
Okay.
I'm gonna bind all of it together, okay?
Perfect.
And then this, I'm not sure if you want these, but these are the receipts for the repairs that the seller did. Do you need these?
No, I'm good.
Okay, all right. All right, let me go make your book, and I'll be right back. Do y'all need
Mhm.
anything while
No.
I'm that way?
I'm
Okay.
good. Let me. I'll give you the check.
Okay.
Also. And if my numbers are correct, that's what the lease back money is gonna be.
Okay, let's see. Did you do, 37 days? I
Right.
just did this with her yesterday and, maybe, I didn't write down the amount that I did, but I thought it was the
So basically, part of this transaction involves doing a leaseback, uh, which is, as of today, the house is ours, right? But I'm not moving into the house until a month later because the seller has asked for a leaseback. So now they're leasing the house. I'm leasing the house to them, so they're paying a lease for the number of days that they're gonna stay in the house. Once they move out, then then I can move into the house.
So you said to me, the 27th, but this says 30th. Are y'all in agreement on the 27th?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I see?
When I spoke with,
Is there a calendar?
no, but I can grab this one. Hold on just a second.
Because I know it falls on a Sunday.
Okay, let me get it. Because when I calculated with her yesterday, I calculated through the 30th, and she didn't correct me that that was
Okay.
not right. So that's April.
That's April, May. Yeah, the 27th.
So the 27th, okay.
Yep.
So I'm gonna write on here through the 27th.
If she needs something different, that's fine. If she
Okay.
needs until the 30th,
30th?
that's okay.
Then we should just add that $90.
Right, per day.
Three more days of
Right.
$90.
But I think on one of her emails she said she'll be out by the 27th.
Okay, okay.
So
We'll
you
we'll
can just
discuss
confirm
it.
that.
Yep, we'll discuss it and I'll make sure and get the check for the appropriate amount. Okay, I'll go make your copies then.
All right, sounds good. All right, guys. So we're basically done. That's it. As you can see, it's pretty simple. Simple process. Make sure that your realtor is always here at the closing table. I'm always at the closing table with my clients in case any questions. And it's just like I did right now. I take a minute here and there to explain it in a little more details to my clients, so they know what's going on. There's a lot of documents that need to be signed, so always ask your realtor if you have any questions. Again, we're so excited. We're owners of a new house. Okay, and so anyways, let me know if you have any questions. Again, my name is Carlos Cruz. I am a realtor with RE/MAX, and we did it. We just bought a house. All right, so thanks for joining, and I know it was a good 50 minutes, but I think it's worth it for some of my clients that have questions. They don't really know what to expect, so hopefully this gives you a small idea of what it's like. And anyways, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. Bye.